All right.
You can do the opening goob if you need to, and I'll just be out of the way.
We're already doing it.
Oh, sweet.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, let's get ready to rumble.
Let's fucking go.
So this is the premiere of our final show on YouTube.
Yes.
Hey, does that mean if this was a gaming stream, it'd be let's get ready to fumble?
Oof.
I mean, already pulling out the birds.
So
I do want to point out that if and when our YouTube channel gets banned, none of our prior catalog will be available to anyone because I don't have any of it backed up because I'm not a rich man.
Oh shit! You know what that means, Church?
All of our previous indiscretions will be deleted.
Well, not only.
I need to go rip our reading of the Powerpuff Girls then.
Yeah, not only does Ayrton need to save a bunch of stuff because we still haven't uploaded the Power Rangers thing, right?
I haven't, but I still have those.
Yeah, but that means we also have to do an entire new World of Darkness stream.
No.
Yeah.
Yes, we do, motherfucker. Yes, we do.
Damn it.
Oh, jeez.
I would like to say, anybody watching this on any platform whatsoever, please be sure to share the Rumble link. I'm going to put it in the chat right now.
Don't we want to do Odyssey 2?
Actually, no.
Trifecta?
Actually, no. I like this because now that we're going to Rumble, now if we do World of Darkness, we have to do something really extreme. So we have to do something completely tasteless and awful. I mean, yes, but I was thinking like
wait,
we
does that
could
mean I can play a school? Can I play a school shooter then?
I mean, well, if we do slasher, the answer is yes.
Okay.
But no, I was thinking like we could do that thing, Larry. We could do the thing we don't like. We could go hard beast.
Oh.
I'm uncomfortable.
You're giving me angina just thinking about it.
Hello, HR.
Hard beast is what fucking Rune identifies as after 2 a.m. watching a lot of porno.
I mean, if you want to, we could just play Boxco employees. Larry can tell you all about being a Boxco employee.
Okay, if we can get
Boxco employee is what my prom date identified as about 2:00 in the morning as well.
Yeah, but Church, the question is,
put this on Twitter,
the question is about 2:15, did you pack that box?
That's right. That's exactly what I did. Also, but I have a very special intro. Rune, go tend to your mom. I have a very special intro for this show.
Man, I had one too.
It's right on brand with what we've got going on. So here we go.
As you all know, the Justice Legion recently settled an affirmative action suit brought against it by the United States. Apparently, it was felt that the Legion's membership has shown a discriminatory preference for white men and incredibly beautiful white women. As part of our settlement, without denying or admitting our guilt, I'd now like to present our newest members. Please welcome our first Jewish superhero,
Larry?
Chico, the human computer, our first Oriental. And of course, the woman who originally brought the suit against us, Angry Woman, the world's only black feminist lesbian superhero.
This was ahead of its time. Now that's like every other black character in a Marvel or DC comic.
Is that Viola Davis?
For the newest handicapped superhero, Handyman.
Hey, Ayrton, it's you.
I mean, hold up. If we're gonna be doing things that are offensive, like
not retarded enough,
we should get the minority stuff, which is on the internet, and we should do a review of the minority series.
What about Dog Nigga?
Yes.
I mean,
we don't cover anime, you fucking weeb.
Yes, we do. We've literally had. numerous shows about anime on here.
Shut up. I choose to forget those.
So, are we on YouTube right now?
Yes.
Have we been
Yes,
pulled?
we're on YouTube and Rumble.
Okay. So, are we gonna do Odyssey next time so we can do the full trifecta?
I don't know. I don't think so. I'm only willing to pay for one live streaming privilege at a time.
Okay. How about
Cost me
Cozy TV?
$120 to fucking do this.
There's
How
no
about
way
Cozy
to let
TV?
us.
I
We're gonna
mean,
be there with Ralph and
Larry, I'm married and have children. I'm obviously not gay enough to be on Cozy.
But for next show, I'm gonna watch Bros.
I don't have any pictures of Ayrton asleep on my phone right now.
That's because we didn't have time to stop and see you when I was driving back from Florida.
No, Ayrton, I said asleep, not roofied.
But seriously though, for the next show, I plan to watch Bros.
Okay, I'll watch
You're
it
gonna
with
watch
you.
Bros?
Yeah, Bros.
Should we do
By
a
watch
should we
it,
do
do
a
you mean
movie
you're gonna
night?
are you gonna slip your hand in his back pocket, Ayrton?
I might.
No.
What the fuck are you sharing on my stream? Jesus fucking Christ.
It's a manga series.
I also quote tweeted the link for the show and said if we get at least 30 people to follow us over to Rumble, I'll show my ass on stream. So
change that to 100. That's how many we need to live stream without me paying.
Oh, okay.
Wait, you got to pay for Rumble?
Well, if you don't have 100 followers, you have to pay to live stream.
It's okay, Miss Rena. We
Hey, Miss
understand
Rena.
how
Hey,
that
Hex
be.
Allen.
What's up, guys?
This is how I feel about your screen share at the same time.
That is a manga, Miss Rena. That is that's it's like your standard shonen kind of series.
That's correct. It is a lowercase L, not an I. No, if we're gonna review any anime or manga, we're gonna redo the hero. Or redo of the hero, rather.
I don't know.
Yes, or redo of the healer, I think is the correct name, right? Larry, back me up on this.
Yeah.
Okay, redo of healer.
And
we're gonna do redo of healer.
And this show is about a guy who was a dog, but a dude raped a dog to have him, and now he's going out to seek his revenge.
A drunk old man forced himself on a stray female dog.
Now, here's the thing, though.
So this is the autobiography of your child, Ayrton.
Maybe.
Now, here's the thing, my dude. Here's the thing. there is a manga/anime series where the antagonist of the series did this, where he just had sex with animals, and because his sperm was so potent, it created half-breeds.
How do I zoom in on this website?
I don't even know where this came from.
It came from the internet.
I mean, is this just your lame attempt at trying to get us banned, Ayrton?
No, I found this earlier this week and thought it was hilarious, so I just wanted to share it.
I hate you so much.
So
at least redo of healer has substance.
So does this. He's trying to get revenge on the man that assaulted his dog mom.
I hate you so much. Look up the wiki for redo of healer, and you'll appreciate it more than this. I guarantee. Yes, redo of healer. I promise. I promise you will.
So I just watched Werewolf by Night, and
I'm actually more interested in the Hellraiser review you have planned for us.
Yeah, because you saw my teaser of it on. Actually, you don't have Facebook.
I do, but not a public one. However, I will say I am a big Hellraiser fan. I have participated in watching everything Clive Barker has been a part of, and I really have a hard time understanding that something can be better than the original Hellraiser movies.
It is somehow better than the original Hellraiser movies. I was insanely skeptical that would be possible, but yet it was. I am dumbfounded
I mean,
by it.
it was much better. I will say the costume design was much better than the most recent attempt at a Hellraiser reboot.
I don't know what the budget is on this movie. I'd have to look it up, but I don't think they spent a lot on it. And
it doesn't matter about the budget; it's about the design. Like, did you remember like Train Spike?
I remember the trashy. I remember the trashy Hellraiser sequels. I remember they existed. I saw them. I'm like going, these look bad.
No, I'm talking about the reboot, not the sequels. The reboot. The sequels were actually halfway decent because they at least kept Pinhead like.
No. I'm talking about the ones that didn't have Doug in it. That didn't have that Pinhead. That had like discount.
But it was
Doug.
still the correct Pinhead design. I'm talking about the one movie that had like Train Spike Pinhead.
Yeah. No, I
know what I'm talking about.
You might not actually be talking about a movie. You might be talking about a. It's not even a meme. Someone suggested they might make a movie, but never had the rights, and it never actually happened.
Well, I mean, they made some direct-to-video ones that were really terrible.
Yes.
That's the ones I was talking about.
But there's one that somebody wanted to do a prequel that went back to ancient Mesopotamia and gave sort of the history of the Order of the Gash. And it looks really good. People got really excited, but it just never came together because then this film happened, the new one. Which for
good.
Once
you might be right. I just saw pictures, but
the thing is that
Pinhead was definitely a thing.
The thing is that for once I've actually seen or read the prerequisite homework material. I watched this at the earliest convenience on the 7th, the day it came out.
Awesome.
We won't say how,
was
but I
yesterday,
did.
Ray.
I know, but the point is, I saw it the day it came out.
You were on a
not
pirate
on
ship,
Hulu.
You happened to be on a pirate ship, and it just kind of wove by.
Yeah, exactly. No, my overall response was I don't really know what to think about it. Yeah, I think
know
it is
exactly what to think about it.
Well, I've heard, but this is going to sound weird. It is a film that eminently needs a sequel.
I'm not sure you can make a sequel.
I'm not gonna
make something. I'm not gonna same sort of ethos.
I'm not gonna spoiler the end, but I think they left open a window for a sequel. The thing is
my
that
mom always said, if you don't close that goddamn door, I'm going to throw you out that window. So
right.
So
but no, my thing is that I don't necessarily think it's better than the originals, but I do think the one review that I think you shared, Larry, was very disingenuous about something.
Mm-hmm.
That review claimed that everybody's a scumbag. Right?
I mean, that's very harsh.
Scumbags?
Well, no, that's very harsh. And the two gay guys, they're decent seeming people.
Well, the thing is that
me,
there
Larry,
are
the bros.
Yeah, the bros, exactly.
well, the thing is
the
that
Asian girl seemed like she was okay too.
Well, that's the thing is that they refer to the primary antagonist as being pretty awful, and he is because he's the primary antagonist. And then they refer to
anybody. Hold on, real quick. Anybody watching on YouTube currently, if you switch over to Rumble at rumble.com/user/Church of Failure, you can say whatever you want to in that chat and not get banned by YouTube. I just want to point that out. Where trying something a little different.
We will say the word purple. No, what I wanted to get at.
Sure
what I want to
call that character the primary antagonist.
Oh, I mean, he's obviously everybody wants to say the Cenobites are the antagonist, but much like the original, the Cenobites are incidental to the goals of the antagonist. The antagonist is the rich guy who is responsible for getting everything in motion.
I don't think he's the antagonist. I think the girl's drug addiction is the antagonist.
I mean, in a sense of metaphor, but that's the thing is that when we look at our primaries, and it's a hard sell for me as well to be like, oh look, young people are the main characters of a Hellraiser film. That seems wildly out of place. The thing is, I don't think they're scumbags. I think they're poor. Right?
No,
I wouldn't. I don't know if I'd say they're Zoomers, but they're at least millennials living in an urban environment today. and one of them has a serious drug addiction, right?
Yeah.
It's like, well, why are they so banal? It's like because they're normals. These are
They're
normals
not.
brought into an unusual situation.
And also the normal characters in the previous Hellraiser movies were banal also. They were just normal people who experienced something that wasn't normal. Because that's how horror movies used to work, remember?
Well, what I'm getting at specifically is that they are normals relative to the era in which the films were made.
I mean, I think Michael Myers' sister was supposed to be an innocent the whole time, right?
Right, but that's the thing. That's the thing. If we go back to Halloween, right, that is a 1970s view of what a normal is from like the 1960s or 50s. Very suburbanite, very everything is safe here, and then revealing you're not. Then we jump forward 10 years, right? We have Clive Barker's Books of Blood and The Hellbound Heart being made into a film, and that is a not just a sort of late 70s interpretation of that, where it's still suburbanite, but now there's a sort of a creeping sense of parents have secrets, and maybe you're not as safe as you think you are, right?
Well,
but it's also very English.
Just to interject real quick, I feel like I remember an interview with Clive Barker where he specifically said that he didn't want the Hellbound Heart to be created into any kind of like movie or sequel or anything like that because of the meaning of the book to him. And they were like, fuck you, we have the license, we're going to do this. Also, we've got more people watching on Rumble right now than we do on YouTube. So fuck yeah.
I mean, that's true enough, but I want to make a weird comparison that is going to get me pilloried.
Be sure to hit the plus or thumbs up button, whichever one you have over there on Rumble. I am
give us a Rumble. We have 2 right now.
Yeah, right. We want a Rumble.
Well, we want all the Rumbles.
But seriously, here's the thing. Tolkien famously said he didn't want Lord of the Rings made into a mere movie, right? And only allowed the Rankin Bass animated because he liked the visuals, right?
I feel like they honored that by making the Lord of the Rings into 3 movies.
but here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. What's the defining difference? The defining difference is technology to actually successfully replicate with love the content. The Peter Jackson films are as close as you're going to get to actually covering things, and even they miss stuff, right?
Yeah, there's no Tom Bombadil.
Yeah, well, the reason I mention it is it's possible that at the time, at the origin of the Hellraiser film franchise, Clive Barker didn't want one because he knew that modern media, modern Hollywood at the time was not going to touch on even half of the skeevy, uncomfortable splatterpunk tropes that make up the book, right? I mean, we've had like 2 movies of Midnight Meat Train, and people still complain that it's anti-Semitic without actually digging into the deeper matter of what's going on. It's entirely possible that like he didn't want Hellraiser films or Hellbound Heart films before, but now he could be totally on board because now with CGI we can actually replicate the extremity of what Cenobites do.
Midnight Meat Train, title of my sex tape.
I do like me some Cenobites.
So,
wait a minute. Ayrton, did you say Cenobites?
He did.
Yeah, like the little cinnamon ball things you can get from Taco Bell.
We have such flavors to show you.
We have cayenne bites now, motherfucker.
So
that's the thing, though.
Is there a thing that I don't know about? Am I missing a reference?
Because the antagonists of Hellraiser are called Cenobites.
Yeah, I've never seen Hellraiser.
Right.
Yeah.
The primary antagonists are called Cenobites, which is a member of a religious commune.
They're the driving force of the whole fucking movie.
Well, I mean, that's the thing.
Technically, on how you approach it, the Cenobites are actually the protagonist of the movie.
Well, that's the thing. Over the succession of films, Doug Bradley's Pinhead became an antagonist, and it was actually to the detriment of the films.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
became an antagonist of the movie.
And he was in one film. He was a protagonist.
In the first film, he was a protagonist.
Well,
But-
that's here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you have a particularly dark interpretation of D&D, in the first film, the Cenobites are
You mean
true
like you do?
neutral. Yes, the Cenobites are true neutral, and that's why you shouldn't let people play true neutral.
They're actually lawful neutral if you want to get down and gritty.
Oh,
About
if you want to get down and dirty, yeah, they're lawful neutral. But the point
Always
is that
wanna
they
get
are
down and
neutrals,
dirty.
right? And then yeah, in the sequel, they are incidental protagonists, right? But then in the third one on, they are antagonists almost
because
full.
the people making those movies have no comprehension of what the series is actually about.
Yeah,
See, Cenobites will only subject you to what your own dark desires point you to. That's why they never like corrupted the girl who was involved in the first movie. That's why they only corrupted the rapey uncle type individual.
Well, the
and the mom.
Well, the other problem is that people,
whatever, right?
Well, the other problem is people who don't understand what the film is about, and I do in fact believe that this might adhere to some degree to the new film as well, just not as badly. They hinge on that one line that Doug Bradley says, that really good line, where the Cenobites are described as angels to some and devils to others, and it's like, oh, so these guys are like infernal. This is like what hell looks like. It's like, it's not hell. It was never hell. They're eldritch abominations. It's more Lovecraftian than that.
So, one of the things I like about this movie is it required multiple kills, which was an interesting twist on what happened previously with, technically there were multiple kills, but the kills were just kind of incidental to a plot mechanic that I didn't care about. It made me care about the murdering of people. So I appreciated that.
I mean, as weird as it sounds, I appreciated that, as far as kills go, that now there was a reason for someone to actually seek the puzzle box and utilize it, rather than just accidentally stumbling into it, and now you get torn to pieces.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's been a thing before, but it's rarely been a thing in the immediate part of a reboot. Well, by the way, I've shared a very important image if you guys want to check it out on the screen.
Well, I mean, over on Rumble, where people should be going, Ayrton has claimed that we're nerds. And it says he doesn't think that others can see the chats here, so everyone have fun. So, there's shit talk going on.
I'm actually going to start building. Oh no! Here, if anybody wants to join in.
Oh yeah.
Oh dear, Nick. But no, I actually like the idea that the puzzle box now has multiple configurations, and that your configuration is based on what you want, and that you can actually, if you're smart, offer up by proxy, so that you don't have to offer yourself to the Cenobites. The Cenobites will just take whoever's offered.
Was it the second or the third movie where the archaeologist, like explorer type dude, ended up as part of the puzzle box?
Well,
you guys remember what I'm talking about? The one that kind of looked like like Wish.com Indiana Jones.
The thing is, the third one doesn't really have the puzzle box. It has that flesh tower.
But that was created by the puzzle box.
Yeah, I want to say the fourth one has the archaeologist.
Okay,
that's Bloodlines.
He was the first time that particular, like, what's the word I'm looking for? That particular plot point was introduced because he was actually interested in the puzzle box, not for any kind of personal gain, but for curiosity's sake. And he was brought into the fold of being a Cenobite by choice. If I'm not completely mistaken.
Well, see, because I think I'm not sure, but you might also be conflating the villain of the second film, who had multiple fake puzzle boxes and was trying to get the puzzle box because he wanted to know everything.
I don't know. I just remember that after the second movie, the entire plot got derailed from everything. Like there were bits and pieces that kind of stayed true, but not enough to actually make it worth it.
Well, here's the thing. A lot of people shit talk the third film, and I'll grant you, the third film is silly at points. But like first and foremost, the chick who played Dax, who's the heroine of that film, is great. And also, it's not a terrible Hellraiser film, right? And then the follow-up, Bloodlines, is also not a terrible Hellraiser film. And they actually are a progressive plot that makes sense. It's once they go direct to video and they start having episodic serial killer yarns that it just goes completely to shit. And of course, the last two are what the fuck am I looking at? Which is really unfortunate because Judgment had a lot of potential in development. Like everyone was really excited for Judgment, and then we saw it and we're like, oh god, what is this? And kind of the Stygian Inquisition is the height of that argument of people misunderstanding that the Cenobites do not work for hell. Because I don't understand why Cenobites are perceived to be interested in your sinfulness. They're not.
Well, they're interested in how interested you are in your own sinfulness.
I mean, I can make the whole Desaad argument about sin and flesh and yada, yada, yada. But that's more nuanced than the people who are making that argument are.
I mean, it is, but it's also imprecise because it ties their belief system to a human philosophy when really their philosophy should be inhuman. Yeah.
Before we get too far down the rabbit hole, though, you two should actually finish giving us your proper review of the new movie.
So I like the main character. I liked her motivations. I liked her drives. I liked the fact how it was allegorical related to her addiction and how her addiction was destroying the lives of herself and everyone around her, but that she was somehow the least destroyed by her own actions. I liked that. It's good. I enjoyed that part of the film. I enjoyed how the people who sought out the puzzle box were terrible people who hurt everyone around them in their quest for things. And I normally complain about how the current popular metaphor of trauma is overused in films and such, but this worked. This worked. It was good here. It was appropriate. It was the right tone.
Was there enough virtue signaling, though?
There was none.
What?
There was none.
How can it be a proper reboot if there's no virtue signaling? Like, I mean, we've got a female main character in Pinhead.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, a trans female Pinhead.
Right. Like, I mean, it's a dude dressed up as a dude who was a woman playing another dude.
Well, see, they tapped enough representation buttons. They don't actually need the virtue signal.
But
I bet they did. I bet they did tap some buttons, Rune.
The thing is, all the representation, it wasn't there like saying, hey, these guys are totally gay, you guys. It was like, no, it's a gay couple who one of them had a druggy sister. I mean, it made sense.
Well,
oh shit!
It's a made-up lie.
Wow, we can see the soundboard, Ayrton.
I just need you to be black and a female.
I was trying to find that one. I couldn't find that anywhere.
But here's the thing. I actually agree with your interpretations, Larry. My specific thing though is, and this is what I was getting at earlier with the idea of motivations that make sense. Not only is there now motivation to seek the box, right? Like an actual credible, this is not necessarily bad for you motivation. But also I appreciated for once that there was a horror film where the primary protagonist was a believable actor taking active control of their life, right? It wasn't. Oh no! I delivered a pizza to this haunted house, saw the haunted house, and went inside to get my money because I'm an idiot. It was, look, I was stoned as shit, and my brother disappeared, and I feel responsible for that, and I've got to find him. That fucking works. And she, as you say, she does harm others, but like, no, she went, she grabbed her boyfriend, she's like, I gotta go find my brother, will you help me? And he's like, well, I actually care about you, so I guess I will. And that's actually like meaningful to me, is like you actually had a relationship where the significant other wasn't just, sure, if I can get my dick wet, I guess I'll come with you. He was like, yeah, I'll help you find your brother, because that's important to you.
And also,
even as the entire time he increasingly doesn't want to be there.
And unlike a lot of contemporary films, it's not things happened so the movie could happen. Events happened in the plot in such a way that they were reasonable. It's like people could do these things.
Do you love black people?
I mean, yes, and that's the big one. Is except for specific key characters, right? Once the Cenobite shows up, people are like, I don't want none of this.
Yeah,
she is a lesbian.
Possibly, but because they are aware that it's like these things are supposed to be inhuman and horrifying to the normals.
That's great.
And I like the actress who played the main character. She was very good for the part.
Amazing.
I really like the new Hell Priest actress. She made the new design of the character work very well.
I mean, it's closer to the book, which is always appreciable. The Hell Priest in book is a female.
Yeah.
But is she black?
No.
I mean, by the time you're Cenobited, I don't think you have a color.
That's racist.
Well,
it's not about racism, sexism, homophobism.
But if more remakes were like this, people wouldn't bitch about remakes.
Probably not.
I mean, even more succinctly, if more sequels were like this, then we wouldn't be as immediately predisposed to assume a sequel is going to be shit.
You know who should have really been part of this movie, though?
President Trump.
I mean, yeah. What I also like is I like the antagonist. The antagonist had a plan to deal with the Cenobites. It was smart.
What was the plot of this movie? Was it like a direct like callback to the original Hellraiser movie, or was it like updated for the time?
It was structurally similar to the plots of Hellraiser 1 and 2, with elements of the other Hellraiser movies thrown in.
Larry and I are going to disagree on who the main antagonist is, but an antagonist.
Why?
Yeah, I know. An antagonist is trying to harness the puzzle boxes for his own occult ends, and a group of normals.
That was part of the main movie, if I'm not
right.
mistaken.
And a group of normals get pulled into it, and it follows the normals rather than the villain. That is the primary differential between, say, Hellraiser 1 and Hellraiser 2, where if you watch or this Hellraiser rather, because if you watch Hellraiser 1, you actually follow the aunt for most of the film and her progression of murders.
Yeah.
And Clive wanted it to be more of that.
Yeah. Well, because at the time, that was subversive in the extreme, because it wasn't a Michael Myers male murderer running around killing teens, and it wasn't a let's follow a normal as they are pulled into darkness. It's like, here's the absolutely normal-looking, reasonably beautiful woman. Yeah, she's your villain. Yeah, we're going to watch her lure men in and have them murdered for her own ends.
And they have a character that was similar to the aunt in this movie, but she kind of, sort of had a redemption moment, and the redemption moment made sense.
I see what you're doing, Ayrton.
Yeah, I see. The ultimate thing is that basically, once the normals are drawn in, things very quickly fly off the rails, and it's not a bad fly off the rails. This was basically a World of Darkness one shot.
You know who should have built those rails, Rune?
Mexicans.
I mean, I would argue me. I'd like to get paid for making a rail, but no, like this is very solidly the kind of game we could have played, right? You know, you guys get called in to do like some contracting work, and it's like, what's this? It's a magic box. What does it do? Oh shit! Some weird motherfuckers in S&M gear just dropped out. I guess I need a power drill.
Hold on, is that my child or is that my enemy? I can't tell. Magic boxes do weird things these days.
But yeah, Rune and I both strongly recommend this movie.
Once I was sitting at a mall and this kid walked by. He had like a foot tall mohawk, and it was like 7 different colors.
Okay,
he had dyed hair, and you know, I kept staring at him. And he walked over to me, all indignant and shit, and he was like, "You know, you should take a picture, old man. It'll last longer." And I just looked at him and I said, "Look, man, I was in Korea and I fucked a parrot. I'm just curious if you're my kid or not."
Good times. So, Rune? I was going to ask if Rune actually got to see Werewolf by Night.
Oh, I think he muted because my joke was so hilarious.
I mean, it was something. It was certainly something. Because I know Rune was interested in
Are you beta male?
What? This one isn't working right.
Do you still give into the flash?
This has become a Jesse Lee Peterson stream. I feel like we could stitch together an entire one of his podcasts just with soundboards.
They allow illegal aliens.
So while we're waiting for Rune to return, do you have any other questions that I could construct in a way that are not spoilerific for this movie? Because I don't want to spoil it, because I want people to experience it for themselves.
I mean, I feel like the 4 people watching this have either seen it or will see it without worrying about our spoilers. But
I mean, what about people who see it in the future? This podcast.
I mean, Ayrton still has an hour and 23 minutes to completely ruin the YouTube channel.
That's true. I need to find something else.
Oh,
I have an idea. I mean, Ayrton,
no, you were watching Werewolf by Night, correct?
I did.
So explain to me and the audience what that is if we don't know. I mean, obviously I know because I am a professional and prepared for the stream, but they might not on the back end.
So Marvel Comics had a horror comic called Werewolf by Night.
But Werewolf by Night, that was John Jameson, correct?
No, that was I think he was called like Moonwolf or something.
Wait, hold on. No, John Jameson was absolutely Werewolf by Night.
No, he was a different werewolf.
Hold on.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was a different werewolf.
Man-Wolf? They called him fucking Man-Wolf?
He was Man-Wolf.
I thought he became the second Werewolf by Night.
Nope. Man-Wolf.
That's
also
a fucking missed opportunity because the first Werewolf by Night was killed, if I'm not mistaken, right?
It's been a long time since I've read the comic books. So
I literally thought John Jameson was the second Werewolf by Night.
Nope. And Man-Wolf is a great opportunity for a porn name for someone out there. So
it's not as good as the Midnight Meat Train.
It's not as good as the Midnight Meat Train. So there's elements of comic book lore in this movie, but they're not really a major portion of it. They're like just things that are there. You do get to see a giant-sized man thing in this movie. That's a comic book.
I don't know if I want
to.
to. I don't know if I want to see that.
Well, no. There was a comic book character called Man Thing, and he came out when they had giant-sized comics.
Don't let him troll you, Larry. He fucking knows. I've already done this bit with him before.
So Ulysses Bloodstone is a monster hunter who's been part of a secret society of monster hunters since time immemorable.
Are you fucking kidding me? No, hold on. They're still using Ulysses Bloodstone. They're not using Elsa Bloodstone, his daughter, the new fucking breed.
Hold up. We're getting there. We're getting there, big dog. We're getting there. So Ulysses dies, right? He's having a kumite of monster hunters to be the next person to have Bloodstone.
Damn, I just had flashbacks to 2019.
He is making America great again.
And Elsa shows up at the kumite. She wasn't really invited, but and her mom's kind of pissy that she was there, although it's not really her mom. So it's like Dad's second wife. It's weird, but whatever. And she gets invited to the kumite, and they have to go hunt a monster who's got the bloodstone strapped on it. And there's this dude there who doesn't want to fight, which is kind of weird for a monster hunter, but okay, whatever. He's there because he wants to unleash his giant-sized man thing that's been trapped by Ulysses Bloodstone. And Elsa helps him unleash his giant-sized man thing. And this, in turn, leads to people having problems with him and him turning into a werewolf by night. Everybody gets casually murdered. He thinks about murdering her.
Is this on Disney Plus?
This is on Disney Plus.
Did it just come out like yesterday or Thursday?
On the 7th. And
that was yesterday. That was Friday.
Yeah. And he goes about casually murdering people, and he doesn't murder her because he smelled her in advance. So just think, Ayrton, Joe Biden smelling people isn't because he's a creepy old man. It's because he's secretly a werewolf. And he's smelling people to know not to kill them.
It
could be. Could be. Because the werewolf by night wanted to get with Elsa. And then he leaves. And then giant-sized man thing comes back to pick up his clothes. Because he's a bro that way.
As one does.
And that's the werewolf by night. Huh. See, here's the thing. If they hadn't shot the bed with the MCU Phase 4, I could have let this go as a one-off. But the problem is, the MCU, since Endgame, has lacked any sort of cohesive vision or narrative structure. So all of the things that are just like wacky and zany and like, so this is here now. Or to quote Poe Dameron, they fly now from The Rise of Skywalker. Things just happen, and it doesn't really make sense. But, it's got the Marvel sticker on it, and you consume product, so you can get excited for next product. And that's what Werewolf by Night is. It's not very good. It could have been good. Could have been a story about a man who's a werewolf, who's going on some misadventures to try to not be a werewolf, and he fights some people. But instead, it had to be dumb. That's my review of Werewolf by Night.
All right then.
Well, I mean, since those two are muted, do we want to talk about how in the new Black Panther movie, it's about a race war?
But before we get to that, I wanted to play this.
CNN can't confirm that's Mel Gibson, and he woke.
All right, that was it.
I just want to interject real quick with a question.
Okay.
It seems to me that since they've already bastardized Daredevil by making him do a walk of shame, that we're actually at the cusp of Marvel doing new things. So do you think it'll be Werewolf by Night Ulysses Bloodstone, or the giant-sized man thing that sleeps with She-Hulk next?
I mean, obviously the giant-sized man thing.
Okay. Do you think he'll have to do a walk of shame, or will he just dissipate into the mist like he normally does?
I mean, obviously he dissipates into the mist because that's a bro move.
Amazing.
That's all I had. I'll be right back.
So, Ayrton, you want to talk about how Marvel is making a movie that's a race war movie?
Oh, should we play the trailer first?
Let's play the race war trailer, yeah.
All right, let me get it.
What the fuck are you assholes talking about?
Oh, you'll see. You'll see.
Black Panther 2, that's a movie about a race war.
Give me a sec to get it pulled up. What's it called? Wakanda Forever?
Yeah.
Wakanda Forever.
All right. Let's see. Are they going to put an ad in front of this?
Interesting.
Hey, no ad.
Back in a moment.
Wait, I thought you were actually going to get. I actually thought you were going to get the trailer.
No, I am getting the trailer. That was Church doing that one.
Okay.
Father Messiah.
He's talking through the soundboard while he's muted. All right. Let's full screen this action.
Black as the ace of spades.
All right, let's get this going here.
God damn it. I have to reshare it now, Church. Hold on.
No, you don't. It's on there.
Is it? Oh,
I put it back.
Oh, hold on.
There's no proof of that.
I wasn't sharing the audio, though. All right.
Yeah, you were.
Was I? Oh.
Yeah, you were.
Oh.
It was just running kind of janky.
Okay.
Only the most broken people can be great leaders.
His people did not call him general or king. They called him Kukul Khan, the feather serpent god. Killing him will risk eternal.
The feather serpent god was Quetzalcoatl.
Well, no, it's also Cool Crew Con.
It depends on if it's Aztec or Mayan.
Yeah.
It depends on if you're right or wrong, I guess.
Of course, I come back with the one thing I don't want to be here for.
Correct.
What, you don't want to see how Disney's making a movie about a race war?
Not only do I not want to hear about how Disney's making a movie about a race war.
That was my favorite fucking part. Hold on, let me rewind it.
No, rewind it back to the cars.
Oh, to the cars?
Go back to the cars. Yeah. The Fast and the Furious Marvel Edition.
No, this part right here. This is my favorite part of the whole trailer.
I mean, that wasn't really good CGI.
They had to shoehorn Riri Williams into this bullshit.
Yep.
Hmm?
Fuck her.
Because they need her for the Young Avengers movie when they make it.
Well, because they're right. Riri Williams will not support her own Iron Man film. It's actually worse now, because now instead of being a thief who stole Tony Stark's design and built it out of a cave with parts of the
get tickets now.
She's
just an evil woman.
She just steals Black Panther's thunder, which is great.
Oh,
She is a lesbian.
No, it is worse, Rune. This movie is about black people that get into a race war with water Mexicans.
No, I get
it off your chest.
Flood the city to get rid of the black people because Marvel thinks black people can't swim. This is the
No,
greatest thing I've ever seen.
See, that's the thing. That's why I don't want it. It's not just that I don't want it because it's stupid, for the various reasons you've outlined. But
do you love black people?
As much as I enjoy your presence, I really do. The back and forth exhausts me. All right, I am not looking forward to the weeks of pseudo I want to be a Black Panther but missed the boat extremists going Wakanda forever. And I am not looking forward to the good old boys on the other side going
as the ace of spades.
Going, oh boy, the water Mexicans. It is the dumbest shit. And Marvel's doing it on purpose.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Because courting the controversy will make that movie succeed.
Hold up.
Let him finish. Guys, let Rune finish.
No, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying the interplay between extreme positions over a movie should basically utterly be forgettable. Exhausts me.
Well,
I'm tired of that shit.
Don't forget how they're exploiting Chadwick Boseman's corpse as the opening sequence for the trailer.
I mean, they were always going to exploit. But they were always going to exploit his corpse. Okay, and we know they were going to do that because it's not even about the who it is. Because remember, a secret hideout bad robot is exploiting Chekhov's corpse because that young man died early. Right? That's just the Hollywood shuffle.
Express yourself.
But you don't think
Jesse is so insightful.
You don't think it's hilarious that this is the premise they went with for this movie? Instead of just not making a Black Panther 2 and just, leaving well enough alone?
Well, no, remember, this is Black Panther... Wait a minute.
No.
Is this Black Panther
2 should have starred the guy that played Bucky as the White Panther.
Okay.
This is Black Panther 2, and here's
because
the thing, though.
Because my brain actually thinks of...
because
my brain thinks of Civil War as Black Panther 1 because that was their big push was we're gonna have the Black Panther in the Civil War, and it's like no, he's a secondary character. He barely comes up. It's still Tony and it's still everyone likes Spider-Man, and it's still all about Tony and Cap and their unrevealed homo lusts boiling over in a fist fight.
So here's my hot take about this movie. Namor isn't a really good character outside of his relationships with other better characters that are not. He never has been.
I want to say Namor only had a book of his own for like a week in the 70s.
Oh no, he had one for longer than that in the 90s. John Byrne had a really good run where he played a oil executive who was using his position as an oil executive to attack environmental criminals. Yes,
gentlemen, you're forgetting one key fact, and I'd like to point that out to you right now. Imperious Rex.
So, yes.
All right. Look. The reason that this movie should fail, ultimately, is because they used the Black Panther. They used the Black Panther Namor divide. Right, to introduce Riri Williams and not introduce Dr. Doom.
Well, because they haven't introduced the Fantastic Four yet,
and they're not going to do that for another year or two.
Well, I know, but from a certain creative perspective, you introduce Doom even as the after credit scene, right? As already extant and already doing terrible things, and then you piggyback that into a Fantastic Four film, where you explain how the Fantastic Four came to exist, but you don't have to do the origin story because they've already been transformed. And when somebody says, well, where were they during the snap? Where were they during the Chitauri invasion? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, we were figuring out our powers because we were really fucking sick after being exposed to cosmic rays.
Well, hold up. But before we get into all that, one of the problems that the current phase of Marvel has is none of the after credit sequences mean anything. They're not connected to anything. They're just random crap. So now nobody knows to watch the after.
Isn't that amazing?
Find out what the next thing is.
Well,
it is amazing.
It's J.J. Abrams. It's Abrams' fault because they went from after credit scene is a lead-in to another film, and something's going to happen, and there's a meta narrative going on. To after credit scene is a mystery box. Something somewhere might be happening, and you better tune in.
No. The thing is, now they don't even know what they're there for.
No, I'm sure they don't.
Taika Waititi admitted that. He just threw one in and said, "I wonder if someone's going to do something with it. I don't know."
No, I'm 100% certain.
And that's where current Marvel is.
Matter of point. We want to talk about hot takes. I'm gonna say something that's gonna get me stabbed. Friends of mine are gonna be mad at me if they ever watch this. I did in fact link the Rumble so friends of mine can come watch it. So if they're watching, they're gonna be mad at me. I liked What We Do in the Shadows. I really did. Since it became a TV show, I don't.
Get it off your chest.
And it's not just that I don't care for the TV show, but in the aftermath, in the after effect, it's like, no, I like Peter. I like the Nosferatu character who dies early in the film. Mm-hmm. I like the secondary characters. I like the poker, their Vlad Tepes stand-in. But the fact of the matter is there's a lot of that movie that doesn't.
Rune, I gotta stop you there. You like Peter and you like the poker. I mean, I think you've said enough.
No, we've already gone too far, but let's keep going and see what happens.
Beta.
The thing is that there's a lot of things that don't work in that film, and one of them is an incredibly awkward man named Taika Waititi who needs to stay the fuck off camera. Okay.
I mean, Taika loves the sound of his own voice.
He does, and it shows. He is so enamored of his own bullshit, and Hollywood has reinforced that because all you have to do is succeed, and it's like, we don't care what you do. As long as you keep making the money, you can be the biggest dipshit you want to be. Well, when somebody should have looked at him and said, "You're not the school clown, you're not funny, and you're not charming in your awkwardness." Because that shit has a shelf life. Okay.
Now, you know what I would have liked to have seen in that vein of What We Do in the Shadows is a TV show about the werewolves from that movie.
It wasn't even going to be a TV show. It was going to be another film. It was going to be a documentary and sequel. And I actually think that as films, the documentary and watching them do silly things works. It works for an hour and a half. It works as a standalone. I don't actually think it works as a series, and I don't think it works as a smug, self-satisfied narrative about how cool we are. Because that's really Taika Waititi's problem, and I think that it is a problem that is reflected in the Marvel Universe at large. They went from deadpan snark to self-satisfied smugness. Because it's like, hey, we're Marvel, we succeed, our shit is still gold-plated. And it's like, no, it ain't.
Not anymore. And here, the problem I have with the current era of the Marvel movies is there's not a meta-narrative structure. And without the meta-narrative structure, most of those movies weren't that good.
But
when they were part of something bigger, they were better. They were elevated by being connected.
The thing is, it stands with what we've said time and time again over this process, as Church and Ayrton go off to drink and wait for us to stop talking, is a lack of follow-through, a lack of adherence to what you're actually doing, right? Typified by Multiverse of Madness. The director wanted Wanda as a villain. Wanda as a villain's not even a bad idea, right? But it wasn't a plan. It wasn't cohesive. Woman. They were doing the script in their chairs on set while they were filming.
The Wicked Witch of the West.
Right.
Yeah.
If they had dedication to craft and focus on what they were doing, do the Nightmare film. You need to do the Nightmare film because we need to see the idea that cosmic constants exist to build us up to Love and Thunder so we understand why Infinity exists, so we can understand the idea of why the stones having been destroyed is bad because now great powers can manipulate us.
I don't disagree with you, Rune, but I think your entire reasoning is a little bit off base in the sense that the reason that phase 1 and 2 of Marvel were so great is the same reason that the Watchmen film was so good, and that
it wasn't.
Phase
But okay.
1 and 2. Well,
Carry on.
It was in the sense that it was somewhat true to the comics, in the sense that there was storytelling done in the sense that there were panels immediately copied into cinematography.
Right. Much like Lord of the Rings, where we started. Much like Lord of the Rings, where we started, it is as close as you're going to get to Watchmen on film.
Right.
I'll credit that.
And the same thing with Phase 1 and Phase 2. There were direct scenes from the movies that you could take back to the origin stories of these characters and the Infinity Gauntlet storyline up until Infinity War and Endgame. Well, I mean, Captain Marvel too, but nobody watched that. So,
but a big problem
mainly
with
because
movies.
It starred a mainly because
an unlikable
an evil woman.
Yes.
So the problem with these movies is also connected to how they're produced. All of the giant, dumb, garbage CGI action scenes are filmed in advance, and they have a very loose framework, and then they plug scenes into the framework, and the scenes don't flow one from the other. Just like, let's film this. Well, what if you do this instead? What if you do this instead? I like this take the best. Now, what if we do this? Okay, what if we do this? What if we do this? But I like this take instead, but this doesn't really flow from this. Who cares? And that's how they're making these movies. There's a lack of quality. There's a lack of vision. There's a lack of standards.
Well, I was talking about video game consoles recently because I was making a comparison between a number of things. Because we were talking about, some friends and I, about Amazon's Lord of the Rings, right? Or Rings of Power. Let's call it Rings of Power so it's differentiated. And I said that Amazon is to streaming television what Xbox was to consoles when they started. And people were like, what do you mean, Joe? It's like, Bill Gates never made secrets about it. And, the fact that they made computers was incidental. Xbox was literally, I'm the richest man in the world at the time. I'm going to throw money at this until I make a successful console. And it kind of worked, right? Amazon's perspective for Rings of Power is, I'm going to throw money at a license until it becomes popular, with no consideration of, but you're entering a market you've never been in a way you've never been in, at a scale you've never been in, with a property that people are very defensive about.
Hold up, Joe. There's a cherry on top of that sundae.
Okay.
They hired the showrunners of two people who never ran a show, never pitched a script that was successfully filmed in any format. They hired those people to run a $500 million budget television production.
But that brings us back to Disney, because we're talking specifically about the Disney management, not Marvel as an entity unto itself. They're like, okay, we've got the model. We'll replicate the model in Infinity. Just throw money at people and say, follow the playbook. Except they're not following their own playbook because they're ignoring the playbook. They're literally just throwing money at it and saying, it has the name is enough. And I mean, it is for a short time, but it's not enough for in perpetuity. Okay, I watched one episode of She-Hulk. I'm not watching the rest. You can't make me. You honestly can't make me. Unless you guys want to start paying me to do this.
Well, just remember, episode 1 was supposed to be episode 8.
I'll pay you what
when
I pay Ayrton.
Episode 8, the series was...
Oh, you mean nothing or alcohol I don't drink?
No, neither of those. I'll pay you in negging you and down-talking you in our off time.
Oh, wow, that shit won't work at all. Carry on.
That's great.
And I went to Tortuga to watch Rings of Power, and it was really bad.
I do want to point out that Amazon has ceased putting Rings of Power stuff on their on their mailers.
Look,
they were doing that for a couple of months.
Look, I'm gonna give this this factoid because I think it is the most telling. So I have gone to Amazon Prime, which we have multiple times, to see if there's anything on, and then not watch anything. I keep thinking about Reacher. I did watch Samaritan,
Reacher's good.
but I haven't quite logged on. I have a Disney Plus subscription. I will soon probably divest myself of it because they're raising prices. And it's like, what are you watching on Disney Plus, Joe? It's like, well, I might go watch Gargoyles. I haven't done it yet, but I love me some Gargoyles. And it's like, okay,
Gargoyles
well, that's
amazing.
But it's like, okay, Joe, well, that's cartoons. What are you watching as an adult? I'm watching the Orville season 3.
But
on
Gargoyles
Disney Plus. I'm watching the Orville, which is almost a year old now, out the gate, because I'd rather watch Seth MacFarlane's propaganda in space than watch the poorly done propaganda in the Marvel sphere.
What a dummy!
I mean,
I haven't even checked out Andor because despite having heard, but that's the thing. Despite having heard both good and bad things about it, the fact of the matter is I just don't care.
I mean, you didn't care about Andor in Rogue One. Rogue One was.
Do you love black people?
The best of the prequels, best of the sequel era movies, and that's not a compliment because they're all kind of.
Do you love black people?
Look, you need to be better.
Are you saying, Church, that you would have liked Andor if it had a black guy?
Do you love black people?
well, I mean, Joe, Andor did open up as a family-branded TV show in a sex club where no one was having sex and no one was stripping.
Isn't that amazing? I've heard people say that.
I'm sorry. I'm closing it now. I'm done. I can't anymore.
I think one of the problems we're having, in a broader sense, in the streaming era, is streaming doesn't answer to the Nielsen's and streaming doesn't answer to the rating system. Not really. Oh, I'm sure it will.
Going too soon because they're going to have ads.
But the thing is that even though the MSRB is awful, or not MSRB, the MPAA is awful, right? At least films had to be identified by age restriction levels, on theory, and Star Wars
TV shows do too.
And Star Wars is solidly in the PG-13, right? Because I can't criticize Andor for having a club, right?
No, what I want to know is what kind of stocks and bonds Rune's fucking with that he immediately defaults to the MSRB.
Because I can't actually tell.
Must be making big plays.
Because I can't tell the ESRB and the MPPAA apart because they're basically the same kind of dipshits.
They got merged in his mind.
Oh god,
it's all.
But the MSRB is literally a thing that checks up on who's making. Unless you're Nancy Pelosi, they check.
Internet. Can I have some stocks and bonds? I'd like some stocks and bonds. I'd like to be fiscally
you
secure.
need money for those.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm allowed to have money. I got plenty of money. I'm just not allowed to use it.
I'm waiting for Uncle Elon to buy my shares of Twitter.
But what I'm getting at,
you have shares of Twitter?
I do.
Yeah.
I'll buy them from you.
Well, no, I'm waiting for Uncle Elon to buy them for me because
no, I want to buy them from you. I got 48 cents and some pocket rent right now.
No, it's worth more than that. It's gonna be worth $54 soon.
What I'm getting at,
Elon Musk is gonna pay you that?
Yeah, he is. He's got a legal document.
You don't fucking make money writing checks, son. He's gonna show up to your house and break your legs and take your stock.
What I'm getting at is I can't criticize Andor for having a non-sexual quote club where non-specific things are happening in the background.
No, they say it's a strip club, but nobody's stripping.
Sure, but
they
I can't.
Imply they're sex workers, but nobody's doing anything.
The thing is, I can't criticize them for that in a Star Wars when you've got the Mos Eisley Cantina where someone is dismembered, and you've got the Return of the Jedi Twi'lek dancer who is attempted sexual assault and then is fed to a monster. Clearly,
that's not my criticism.
Very clearly, there's some assured shit that goes on in Star Wars because Star Wars should be PG-13.
No, that's not my criticism.
It's
my
not
criticism
family
is
friendly.
my criticism is they made the choice to go into a strip club, to apply to see the strip club, but not show like the Twilight Dancer.
Well, that's because it's Disney.
Yeah.
That's the quintessential Disney thing. That's what I want to say, not having the strength of your convictions creatively.
But they were willing to attack the Irish, which was impressive.
Which always happens.
Well, because nobody gives a shit about the Irish.
I know.
Well,
I'm getting sick of this anti.
And also that they said all the minorities who worked for the Empire were lazy and shiftless, which was also kind of impressive racism.
Here's the thing. Any extremist who wants to have a serious conversation about, quote, ethnic hierarchies wants to also devalue and ignore the very notion that the ethnic hierarchy includes white people.
No, they actually have white people in the ethnic hierarchy.
Let me finish, Larry. Because what I'm getting at is that the extremists will start with this country was made by slaves and try to jump to late era chattel slavery. And you go, but wait a minute, indentured servitude, but wait a minute, white people. And they say, oh, well, that's not the same. That wasn't as bad. That's different. It's like, no, I'm sorry. Perpetual slavery through restrictive taxation, debtor's prison, living in a country that you are disenfranchised in. Trust me, the Irish have it pretty shitty. And one of the darkest, deepest evil cuts that we have to consider when we talk about modern slavery, right, is part of the reason for the conversion to Afro-Americans and to people from the islands wasn't just because they were cheaper. It's because they were more easily identified. because actually, you know, a bog hopper could run and then you might not be able to find him.
Actually, black people were worth more because Irish people you can't put out to work in the sun down south in the middle of August for 12 hours a day.
It's true.
And they get malaria. They die. But
die.
The other aspect of Andor is the upper class whites were the perpetuators of the evil, but the filming of the series very clearly made them a more respectable villain than the underclass whites.
I'm just saying that your average extremist is like, well, we built this country. It's like, hey, you might have built Atlanta. Who do you think built New York?
And also, my other favorite part about Andor is the space Mayans are somehow the second most primitive race in all of Star Wars. Only the Ewoks are more primitive. That's a very weird flex for representation.
Wait, what about sand people? Or are we just saying sand people aren't people? Are we saying Ewoks are more people than sand people? Because I can believe that.
No. The space Mayans are less technologically advanced than the sand people.
So we have underwater Mexicans and space Mayans now. I'm so confused.
Yep, and the space Mayans are somehow the second least advanced technologically of any Star Wars people.
Oh, let's be super clear, because this is actually the third time I've run into this. Because over at a D&D book called The Radiant Citadel, right, they also have extraplanar Latin Americans, right, who are inexplicable, like their culture makes no sense. It is solidly that the extremists are trying to say, no, we're all the brown people, but they only have one mode of extremely patronizing and caricaturized Mesoamerican, which is non-specifically Mayan, Incan, and what, Toltec, Olmec, because they don't actually want to research any of those and don't actually want to represent them with any kind of acuity.
Also, Rune, the noble savage trope is only racist when other people do it, not when they do.
Right, exactly. Now, apparently Church wants to talk about his black breast milk fetish, so I'm going to go check my food.
So Disney's being super racist, as we were discussing here.
Hilarious.
I
saw someone tweet out, what do you think Walt Disney would say if he was brought back to life and saw his company now? and somebody responded and just said,
Hey,
"Why are all
scroll up on that image real quick, Ayrton. I got to see the face. I think I follow this bitch on TikTok. Oh no, wrong one.
Okay,
I've seen that shirt before though.
But yeah, somebody responded and said he would just say, "Why are all these Jews working for my goddamn company?"
Wait, were you listening to Kanye West earlier?
No.
So
Walt Disney was horribly anti-Semitic.
No, he wasn't.
Was Kanye,
no,
was
he wasn't.
Kanye, was
No, he
Kanye
wasn't.
West reincarnated as Walt Disney?
He was not. No. But you see, the thing is, the communists were the ones who created the meme that Walt Disney was anti-Semitic.
I thought there were like documented letters of him writing to Hitler and stuff.
There weren't. Those were things that the communists forged. And for several years in the United States, Walt Disney was the single largest contributor to Jewish charities.
Ayrton,
looking it up.
You have to understand. We're listening to a real live Jew right now.
And Walt Disney hired more Jews to work for his company than the actual Jewish studio bosses.
I mean, I'm still sure he's evil, but
no, he was
no.
The reason the communists made that story up is he brought in a filmmaker who made Triumph of the Will, and he said, "Well, you know, your cinematography is very good." Cinematography, which George Lucas ripped off for Star Wars: A New Hope, by the way.
He also wasn't pro-Semitic, so he didn't like deal with the idea of what's the word for it? Nepotism. He didn't just hire Jewish people or family to work for him. He hired based on merit. So Jewish people called him anti-Semitic for not hiring within his own religion.
Well, no, they called him anti-Semitic because the communists who were Jews promoted that meme to attack him because they were tied into the unions at the time.
Well,
and
yeah,
Walt Disney was very anti-union.
We only have like 45 minutes left in the show. Ayrton hasn't said a single slur yet. I'm actually surprised.
Okay.
I said nigger as soon as we went live.
Oh, well.
Hold up.
But the thing is, we only have 45 minutes left in the show. We don't have time to get into McCarthyism. That's what I'm getting at.
Okay. But let's talk about Velma.
Why do we need to? Mindy Kaling is a fucking hack.
Right, no, but let's play this hilarious bait trailer.
She is credited with the least amount of favorable episodes of The Office of any of the writers. Like BJ Novak's on top and she's at the bottom.
I mean, Mindy Kaling is clearly been on the bottom. That's why she's in so many Hollywood productions.
That's right. That's right. Back to my prom date anecdotes.
All right, hold on. I'll get.
But
this
no,
up.
if I'm not mistaken, the new Scooby-Doo animation Velma on HBO Max, if I'm not mistaken, Velma is Indian, Shaggy is black, Daphne is Asian. And
why is
Fred
Shaggy
the
black?
evil white man? Because there's no Scooby-Doo.
But
Shaggy was fucking everybody, so he's got to have a big dick.
But is Shaggy black because he liked to smoke weed and black people like drugs? Like, I'm confused.
I mean, that's clearly what.
That's the racism. Yes.
Okay.
Leftists are inherently racist.
But here is my problem with this. Every single successful project.
Larry, what are you doing spying on this young woman outside of her house?
Do we want to how about we play the trailer first, Larry, and then we can get on with
it. I don't know if we need this candid footage that you got.
Hey, this was during the hurricane. Weren't you supposed to be inside taking cover?
I was.
He's out here doing the real work.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna play the trailer.
Dear HBO Max, I just learned you intend to make a genre-bending comedic origin story of Judy Jetson.
Hold on, stop, pause it.
When I heard
a genre-bending story about Judy Jetson.
Origin story.
Fuck you. We need no more genre bending. Bending genre tends to break them because you people don't know how to be delicate with your fucking subject matter. You idiotic pieces of shit.
Hold up, Church. You haven't gotten to our punchline yet.
There is no punchline because she's not funny.
Oh no, there is a
Amy
punchline.
Schumer. Unless she's going to talk about how smelly her vagina is, there's no punchline.
No, it's a punchline, but it's more of like a throat punch.
Yeah.
I can't hit women, Ayrton. I'm Southern.
You can hit women if they hit you first.
So hit play again, Ayrton.
All right.
This new version of Judy Jetson wouldn't be boy crazy. The only word I had to describe my disgust is jinkies. If there is one thing the internet agrees on, it's that you should never change anything ever. I hope you die. Sincerely, Velma. Well, at least Judy's still white.
Wow.
Unknown caller. Spooky. Hello? Velma Dinkley speaking.
Hello, Velma. Do you like solving mysteries?
Yeah, but I'm actually much more three-dimensional than that. Who is this?
That's the mystery. And solve it quick, because I'm in your house.
A serial killer calling from inside my house? Yes, that's a classic, and that's my point. Why change anything when the classics all still work, right? Wait, you're inside my house!
Please let Ghostface kill her. Please let this just be a one-episode thing.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
So, she's not just gonna die the first episode because I'd watch that. That would be.
I'd watch that. Yeah.
But
I'd beat off to that. Actually,
Velma is not a three-dimensional character.
I want to be. I need to be 100% clear here. So I made Mom dinner. Mom had Salisbury steak and macaroni and cheese tonight, and
that sounds delicious.
And because the oven was still hot, I put my dinner in, and it sat there for 28 minutes, getting nice and good. I'm gonna have me some burritos with some sour cream and some hot sauce. I now don't want to eat it. I don't want to eat my dinner because of that bullshit.
Rune, shut the fuck up. Next time you make your mom Salisbury steak, instead of mac and cheese, make some tater tots.
I mean it's a pre-made box. I mean the obvious answer is I'd be adding some tater tots, but I can do that.
What you do is you get the family size banquet
Salisbury
steak. And no sides, and then you get the bag of tater tots, and you cook them at the same time. Because soaking the tater tots in the excess gravy of the Salisbury steak, that's where the fucking real magic is.
I mean, I'm going to eat this anyway because I need to eat. I need calories, but I'm just saying, I found that...
you could pick up drinking like Ayrton and I do.
No.
Drinking is another way to get calories.
No. I need to actually eat food at least once a day.
And if you drink enough, you don't take in any calories.
But I'm just saying, viscerally... I was okay. I was almost okay with the joke of the internet says don't change anything. But when they had to drop that singer, they had to be like, well, at least Judy's still white. It's like, holy fucking shit. You think that's what we sound like?
Yes, that's what they think.
I mean, obviously, She-Hulk doesn't care about what lame-ass white boys say about her on the internet.
I mean, Doomcock is the villain from She-Hulk.
See, I don't actually think that's true, but I'll let it slide.
That, didn't do a walk of shame. He left before she woke up with his shoes on.
I'm still trying to understand. Apparently, Daredevil did a walk of shame.
Yeah, everybody is because not only is he blind, but no superhero is going to walk barefoot in the fucking bright early morning. Like that motherfucker would have left as soon as the shit was over. He'd have been like, "See ya, bitch. I'm out."
I mean,
or he probably would have just nailed her on a rooftop.
Also, why be ashamed of banging her? I mean, the actress is not.
I mean, I think the implication is he got pegged by her because of these writers.
Who's crackling?
Not I.
I think that's Church.
Am I crackling? I've got my my pop filter on.
I think your cord's loose.
Look, you guys are Southern. You got that crackling.
My problem with no, that's worse. The opposite, better. There we go. That's better.
Well, he muted.
Exactly. That's better. There's no crackling.
Oh God.
But
there's
my
the
problem,
Daredevil walk of shame.
Yeah, my problem with the Velma series is Velma is the least three-dimensional of the Scooby-Doo gang. That's why she's always the one that's removed whenever they try to mix up the formula.
I like the thing is that the internet or the Twitter space.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Has already
Is that
said
better?
the truth.
Yep.
Yes.
I said, "Suck me my penis."
They've already said the thing, which is this isn't deep, this isn't brave, this isn't innovative. This is just making a joke reality.
Look,
because we've joked about the idea that Velma is gay for decades.
Rune, you don't
No,
understand. If porn has taught me, if porn has taught me anything, Velma is absolutely deep.
Well, hold up.
No. Velma's shallow. That's why she's not Daphne. Daphne's deep.
No.
Hold up.
No, Velma's definitely deep. I mean, that unexplored lesbo pussy.
No, hold up. Guys. In the most recent Scooby-Doo show that was popular, she started out dating Shaggy because she wasn't in touch with her being a lesbian, and then
Shaggy,
she got into.
And Shaggy's a black guy, so it has to be deep.
I'm talking about the popular series. I'm talking about the popular. So in that popular series, when she transitioned to the crazy stalker lesbian chick, she was all in on the lesbian. And she was also in another popular Scooby-Doo series, she was Hispanic. And in another popular Scooby-Doo series, she was Chinese. And in another popular Scooby-Doo series, she was Jewish. No one cares Velma's an Indian. No one cares that she's gay. We've just not been given a reason to care about Velma as the star of a show.
So it's fan baiting.
And it's totally fan baiting. And Mindy Kaling has yet to get me a reason to ever care about any project of which she's the star.
See, my argument, the more contentious one, is that nobody cares about Scooby-Doo as a property. Okay? Now, I know it has its diehard fans. That's fine. But growing up, I always thought Scooby-Doo was the cartoon I waited through to get to other cartoons. Okay? I liked Vincent Price and didn't even like 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo. Nobody likes Scooby-Doo.
No, the original Scooby-Doo where they had a budget of $7 per episode, that's fantastic. Everything after that is dog shit.
I don't even care for the Scooby-Doo episodes that have Burt Ward and Adam West as Batman and Robin.
No,
and I love me some Batman and Robin.
You're wrong. That's amazing.
No, I know I'm wrong. I'm just like, I don't care, and I actually think more people don't care than they pretend. I think,
but I think a lot of
people pretending to care is very performative.
Well, here's a really hot take. Scrappy-Doo, which everyone believes is the least popular character, is actually objectively the most popular character because all of the highest performing series of Scooby-Doo featured Scrappy in the show. And the ratings were so bad before they introduced Scrappy, the show was almost canceled forever.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. People want to forget that there's two other Doos. Because there's a girl Scooby-Doo and there's a
Scooby-Dum.
There's Scooby-Dum, which were entirely invented because they kept trying to find the formula to make a successful show. It's never been good.
Shouldn't it have been Scooby-Don't?
No, we don't talk about Uncle Don't because he touched a pup somewhere and now he's in jail.
Look, we promised not to bring that up.
Scooby?
We found out it was just Ayrton.
That isn't that Scooby Epstein?
But what I find interesting,
Scooby Don't went to Epstein Island.
Oh,
he was a regular visitor.
So it is Vince McMahon.
But the thing about all of this stuff is HBO Max has recently gotten into trouble for faking their numbers. Disney Plus has been accused of faking their numbers.
Oh,
so now
Disney
that all
Plus
of these
absolutely fakes their numbers.
So
and
now that
they fake their interaction just like they did they faked their admissions to Captain Marvel when it was in theaters. They're so happy that COVID happened. They probably made sure that COVID happened in order to just be able to artificially boost their numbers on the streaming service back end.
But
so they didn't have to deal with theaters.
The real problem is they need the money because Warner's over leveraged, Disney's over leveraged, Papa Bezos is always over leveraged. So they're bringing in advertisers, and the advertisers are going to require actual ratings that they can demonstrate and see a return on investment from. So we're going to be seeing a bleeding in the streaming services in the next few years. Netflix has already started firing people in preparation for saying, unless it does numbers, you're gone. That's the future, boys and girls.
Because that's always been the future. They were always going to kill the goose that laid the golden egg, and we've been telling them for years. That's the thing.
But it took COVID, it took inflation, it took the start of World War III to create a global economic panic to do that. So that's just how high on the hog all these companies were.
Now, could we get some orange midgets to go to their office and sing them a song about how they're assholes, and then will they maybe stop?
No, but I'm wanting to find a way to crowdsource a project.
But we can all put on blackface and stream on Rumble without getting banned.
No.
Put on
You can do
blackface. Nobody told me we could do that.
You guys can do that. I'm not going to do that.
I'm also not going to do that. I mean, I do have.
We can all put on
blackface already.
We can put on blackface, Ayrton, you and I, and then we can load up our spray cans and go hit Larry and Rune when they aren't at least expecting it.
So does that mean Justin Trudeau has a Rumble account?
Probably.
He absolutely does. I follow him.
But I've come up with a brilliant idea that I need to crowdfund to make happen.
All right.
Is it the 2 G's in the end tower?
No, it's a better idea than that. It's a much better idea than that. So you know how Nick Fuentes likes to have political conventions in Florida?
I don't know anything about his conventions, but I know he has a lot of pictures of his friends asleep on his cell phone.
Right. So what I would like to do is I'd like to hire a bunch of cosplayers of the appropriate type to all show up to Nick's convention dressed as Schrodinger from Hellsing Unlimited.
Can I be one of them?
I mean, can you pull off being a Catboy?
Yes.
I don't appreciate your confidence, sir.
Look, if James Corden can do it, I can fucking do it. Okay.
Like I said, I doubt you have physicality, but I appreciate your confidence.
That's the wrong kind of Catboy, my friend.
So
I don't think so. Not when it comes to Nick Fuentes.
Larry,
I'll be a James Corden Catboy and threaten to fuck him in the ass for you.
I'll threaten to sissy hypno him.
So hold up. Have neither of you guys watched Hellsing Unlimited?
No,
I have. I hate Hellsing Unlimited because I love Hellsing.
So this character Ayrton is a effeminate, short young boy who's a cat boy in a Nazi outfit. So I want to fill up the auditorium of wherever he's speaking with a bunch of effeminate German cat boys.
So
and instead of the Nazi paraphernalia, they wear America First paraphernalia.
So
I
if all goes
I
to
think
plan,
there's been
hold on.
I think there's been a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Because I don't.
I think you've got it.
I don't like war. I love war.
Yes, I want to get an entire group of people dressed like that.
So
I had this brilliant idea.
I didn't know we were talking about fetishes tonight, but we are. Because Church is a black breast milk fetish, and apparently Larry's into German cat boys.
No.
Putting on the right.
Nick Fuentes
what's
is
your
into
thing,
German
Ayrton?
cat boys on the right.
I just want you to be black and a female.
No. Like, hold up. No. That's not my fetish. That's Nick Fuentes' fetish, and I wanted to do it in a way that would embarrass him in public.
So,
okay.
So if you can get this going, Larry, if all goes to plan, around December, I should be on the road heading to Texas. So if everything works, I will drive my whole ass house over to Florida and wear a Nazi catboy outfit and sit in that audience.
And also, we would obviously have to have bottles of Danny berries to shake to make somebody else who'd be there commence to holler it.
I mean, my
Ethan Ralph would get his ass beat a third time.
See, at that point, what you need is Ayrton, just a German catboy with his guitar, being beautiful seagull. Yeah, just.
So I'm actually working on a finger picking rendition of "Never Gonna Give You Up," and I feel like that would be a more fitting
There
song.
you go. There you go.
That is good.
Bring the memes to life.
So Rune, have we missed anything going on with role playing games lately?
Yes, I have some material. It got expanded. It has grown today. So we're gonna talk about one of our hashtags. We're gonna talk about Monty Cuck. and I want to be clear. I shouldn't call him Monty Cuck because I would like to one day work in this industry. But I cannot.
You had me do that as a hashtag.
I know, because I also want it to trend. I want people to disdain this man for what he's done.
About Larry, that on the screen there.
That's the character, That's the Cowboy. Which
that what you need Ayrton doing to Nick Fuentes?
Yes. although Nick's gun is nowhere near that big.
All right, so
Nick has a smaller gun.
So let's context this, and not with Catboys. Monty Cook got his start as a freelancer for Wizards of the Coast, working for TSR, way back when in like 91, 92, when TSR still existed. Okay, he became a big wheel working on D&D 3. Eventually he left the company. He went off to do his own thing for a while. His claim to fame is doing the worst World of Darkness variant called Monty Cook's World of Darkness, a D20 World of Darkness that sucks. Right? But apparently
everything he's done sucks.
Oh yeah, everything he's ever done sucks. Monty Cook is responsible for what's called Ivory Tower game design, which is the idea that wizards do everything better than you because they're quadratic. Right? Because the idea is what you're supposed to do to play D&D, rather than everybody start at a similar base and then skill comes from being intelligent, is we're going to make the rules so oblique and so hard to understand that only people who really dig into them can find the cheese, and then all of that cheese is wizard based.
I just want to point out real quick, Rune and Larry, that original Helsing Alucard is much better suited for Ayrton to cosplay, mainly because of the equipment and the look.
Ayrton's boss is a woman. He was a chick in the 30s, and there's no one alive who can understand his sexual preference.
And also, if Ayrton's going to cosplay anything, he would play Helsing Abridged.
So, I was going to say, Larry, I've been wanting to get one of these old German holsters for my PPK, so that would work for playing a German catboy, right?
You shouldn't call a German catboy a holster.
No, he'd definitely be a holster, especially if he came to Arkansas in that outfit.
But
especially, check that out.
No,
right there.
Look, you guys
that's some genuine German leather right there.
Here's the thing,
no, but
you
Aaron,
guys
look
can
at the screen right now. This is who you should be. You should be Alucard.
The thing is, you
look
guys
at that pistol. It's longer than your penis.
The thing is, you guys can shit post forever. I want to actually get to the point of this commentary.
What Monty Cook did.
So Monty Cook, through his Monty Cook Games LLC, apparently either has or acquired the license for a game called The Cypher, and he put out an OGL, an Open Gaming License, which is basically how third-party companies make content for IPs they don't own. Okay? The thing is that this OGL is offensively bad.
Power Rangers game we played?
No.
Maybe.
Basically, D&D has an OGL, so you can make a D&D book today if you wanted to, Church.
So let me read you the clip notes, the 3 most key areas that everyone's pointed out, and you tell me what's wrong with them from a drunken Southern legal perspective. Please note that the Cypher System open license, although open in nature, is legal agreement that you enter into with Monty Cook Games LLC if you publish under its terms. This page's depictions of the CSOL's terms are descriptive only. Refer to the Cypher System open license for actual terms and conditions. Be sure you read, understand, and agree to the terms of the Cypher System's open license before publishing. So if you go to their website and you read the information, that's not actually the information. They hid it somewhere else.
Exactly. First and foremost, an unclear contract is not marketable to any publisher or consumer and is not able to be held in an open court for any part of the standard. If I'm not
Right.
mistaken.
So next step, here we go. Neither the work nor any advertising, promotions, press releases, or other documents affiliated with the work may contain racist, homophobic, discriminatory, or other repugnant views, overt political agendas, or views, depictions, or descriptions of criminal violence against children, rape, or acts of criminal perversion, or other obscene material.
Which completely goes against this opening statement saying that you can use this thing to make your own creativity, and saying that your First Amendment rights or your open source rights are completely neutered by contexts that are not laid out in the first section.
Well, not just that, but because if this was boilerplate, I'd be like, okay, it's boilerplate. It's just a standard cover your ass clause. It actually says you can't do anything Monty Cook doesn't like.
No, exactly, and that's not boilerplate. Boilerplate
Right.
would be you can't break the law.
Right.
Anything Monty Cook doesn't law doesn't mean anything illegal.
So
I mean,
let me
you
just
can't
give it.
do
Let me
child
just
rape
give an example. Let me just give an example.
Scenario,
If
however, the girl with the dragon tattoo is completely fair use, or not fair use, it's completely free speech. Because
right, but let me
created in an artistic process. And
But let me
it
give
was not
a
created with an actual minor.
Let me give an even more severe example, though. If I make a hack for Cypher that is Victorian Cypher, and I want to be historically accurate, even to promote politics I don't like, to say, this is terrible, right? I couldn't do, not Tom Sawyer,
Oliver Twist?
Yeah, I couldn't do Oliver Twist for Cypher because that's children being pickpockets, and you can't depict children in crime. Even if they're being exploited.
Not only that, but you couldn't depict anything in ancient Greece because in ancient Greece, little boys were fucked on stage as little girls because they had more face.
Right. So, Church, can you mute
a really bad church.
Yeah. Okay. So that brings
See,
us
I
to
was going to make a Gladiator movies joke before the crack one happened.
I mean, you ever been to a Turkish bath, Timmy? But yeah, you appear to have fixed it. But that brings us to the third most egregious statement, and I'm sure there's more, but this is the big one that everyone pointed out doesn't work because we were over here in Gilded and the OSR having a conniption fit. If you breach any of the terms of this agreement, it results in an automatic termination of the agreement, unless the breach is cured to MCG's sole satisfaction, and such cure is documented by a written agreement between you and MCG within 15 days of breach. You must immediately recall and destroy all existing copies of the work. You may additionally be subject to damages as a result of breach. So if you fail to live up to this arbitrary, arcane contract you can't see, Monty Cook will sue you, and you are supposed to steal people's property that you sold them to destroy it.
Here's the thing. I don't think that, first off, the actual amenity to this contract is to just not submit to it and create outside of it, because everything he's using seems to be what falls under fair use to begin with, right?
Mm-hmm. The thing is,
there's nothing binding. There's nothing binding you to using his quote unquote intellectual property, because he technically doesn't have any intellectual property under this particular agreement. He's just trying to bind you under an intellectual property based on a series of, oh, fuck you, Ayrton.
What? It's just a gun holster.
He's trying to bind you under a series of intellectual properties based on his own idea of what the gaming format should be. In which case, the best
what's the word I'm looking for? The best remedy for any kind of legal action is to just not submit to any of his particular like bullshit and say fuck you and the horse you rode in on. I'm just going to make my own thing over here outside of your little fucking ergonomic. Go ahead, Larry.
Well, there's a better remedy, Church. There's a better remedy, Church. What you do is you get your thesaurus out, you rename all of the terms that he has that he could claim some sort of intellectual rights to, then publish his exact same rule system and cite the multiple
with
Supreme
racist
Court
and
cases.
homophobic slurs as his keywords.
You mean faggot?
No, you shouldn't do that because that would make your point less salient.
But it's
what you do is
I don't necessarily think so, but go ahead.
And then you cite in your index of your role playing game the multiple Supreme Court and federal court cases that says you can't claim intellectual property of game mechanics. You can't claim intellectual property of game mechanics at all.
Yeah, I've got a live picture. I've got a live picture of the writer of this, as well as one of the She-Hulk on screen.
While you pull it up, Church, I just want to say, and then
it's up.
If you wanted to sell it,
just like my just like my hard cock.
And then if you want to sell it, you get to Big Geek Emporium and not Drive Through RPG, because Big Geek won't actually fuck with your work and tell you what you can and cannot publish.
But here's one of the writers of She-Hulk and this particular RPG manifesto.
Mm-hmm.
It is not the Matthew Harris. It is not the prophet that we have been promised.
Should we end on some reading from the prophet?
Do I need to read a page of Unbreaded?
We might need to read a page of Unbreaded to close this out.
I can go get my my Bible.
Okay. I was going to say, I also have a copy that Larry sent me.
I mean, I think we should do that.
Closing thoughts, gentlemen.
I think we should do, if you want to do something like that, that should be a Rumble exclusive stream.
Well, no, we're trying to get banned off of YouTube.
I don't know. Ayrton's trying to get us banned off of YouTube, so I think we should honor his request. Let's see what we got here.
No, I think, Ayrton, what you should do is you should take the Harris Manifesto and put it to music.
I've got 803 pages, gentlemen. Pick a number between 1 and 803.
Oh, I'm going between 420 and 69.
Okay. All right. Just pick a number. A number between 420 and 69.
Larry, pick a number.
You can Google search it if you want to make it random.
I mean, it's really Ayrton's baby since he wants to get the YouTube channel nuked.
That's because Church said I could.
I said you could take the mask off. I didn't say you should. I said you could.
I'm just gonna say,
nope, I've got it. I've got it.
If Church jumped off of a bridge, should jump off it too.
Probably at this point.
I've got it right here.
You're gonna put it up on screen for everybody, right?
I don't have it to put up on screen. I can make it available to put up on screen.
Oh dear.
Actually, I can't. You can put it up on screen if I give you the page number, right?
Maybe. Give me a sec to get it open.
I'm looking at page 387.
Okay. But seriously, Ayrton, I think you should compose that whole manifesto to a blues song.
Oh, the whole manifesto? All 803 pages into one song?
A blues opera, if you will. Like the Trapped in the Closet saga.
What if we just did it too, Trapped in the Closet?
I'm in the closet.
Discord is deciding to not want to open on my computer right now.
All right, I'm just going to read it then.
All right.
I just want to say that currently I'm front of the line for Ayrton's musical talents. He's working on a little project for me.
Yes, Rune is at the front of the line. Church is technically second for something else, and then I can work on unbreaded.
I was making a joke about that.
That's going to be a year-long ideology. I mean, it's just one page that we're reading tonight. I'm not going to make this a regular thing like Racket. I'm not trying to step on his toes or anything. You guys ready?
I think you're crackling a little bit.
Am I? Do I need to unplug and plug in again?
Maybe I can pull it up on my iPad, I believe, and read it if we need.
Is that better?
Kinda.
Is that better?
A little.
Okay. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Jewish propaganda against send them all your hate mail and more. Email them directly so they know Bingers demand to be heard, feared, and respected. Show up to the office hours and tell them what Bingers do. I own Monsanto. How about you? 28. West Duke crime scene. I ain't crying. Who shot dead? 1. Stay dead. 2. Grow an ounce of spinach in your intestine. 3. Fit into a tin can. 4. Shove yourself under the earth. 5. Die around backwards. 6. One more turnaround after the boys. 7. Die of an incurable death spreading. 8. Bleed from the place that carries your blood. 9. Keep your funeral march silent. 10. I never told you how much I hated you. 11. The only direction is fuck what they think. 12. The only direction is fuck what they think. 13. You steal a man's mind, he's not even alive. 14. They're playing it like it's a game, and I don't even have a decade stolen. 15. More than a decade. 16. More than time. 17. Yeah, but what do you think? What do you want them to do? That's not how philosophy works. You win some, you lose some. You don't just win. Oh, well, no more jobs because you're not white. 18, 10, 11, 19, 12, 11, 20. The next is aimed at the West Duke before the searchlight. 21, get skin cancer on your children. 22, plug the bomb in your office. 23, leave his ashes on the campus mailbox. 24, fire him twice, want the good way. 25, someone left explosives in the refrigerator. 26, someone left a body in the hallway. 27, we're going to need a substitute. 28, campus tour guided by laser sight. 29, may they rust in you. 30, purple people engage the hostage with duct tape. This has been your reading of the prophecy of Matthew C. Harris.
Unbreaded.
See, wouldn't this be a good blues song?
I mean, so would page 420. 420 starts out with Asians. Shoot all the kites too.
No,
all the Asian
programmers
programmers
and
students
that's
and
a repeating
entertainers.
section.
It is.
That whole section starts in number 400 and runs all the way. That repeating text runs all the way.
So that's the chorus.
Like, yes, that is the chorus of the entire manuscript.
That was a very schizophrenic young man. That was a very schizophrenic young man.
Larry.
But ask, did I just have a stroke, or was that actually something I heard?
You did.
Yeah, that was
Asians,
actually
shoot
heard.
all the bikes too. Shoot all the Asian programmers and students and entertainers. Hunt Asians like rat. Hunt the Asians out. Kill every blink. Kill the blink out of college. Bomb the auditorium. Bomb the gym. Bomb everything so no one wants to go anywhere ever again. Bomb everything so often and so randomly that nowhere is safe. Binger kill all the bikes. Binger kill all the blink mongoloids. Binger kill all the red mongoloids. Binger kill all the bike ottomans. Binger kill all the crackers. Binger kill all of the children of the other tribes. Kill all of their kids. Kill all politicians. Don't elect them anymore.
By the way, I'm on page 468, and it's still repeating.
It's still going. Yes.
Hold up. You should
471.
Hold up. In honor of John Waters returning to filmmaking, You should play that clip to send us out that I just posted.
I got you, Sam.
It's a classic from film. This is high cinema we're about to watch.
All right, I got you. Sam. Oh, well, that's only 22 seconds. We've got like 5 minutes left.
But no, you should play that though, because it's good.
No. Let me finish the page out. Kill all their kids. Kill politicians. Don't elect them anymore. Kill all the famous people. Kill everyone who is not a binger. Kill all the civilians. Kill this civilization. Kill white civilization. Stop sharing Earth. Stop sharing life. Detonate every bomb. Plant every knife into a body. Burn every temple. Burn every white church. Shoot every mayor who is Asian. Shoot all Asian politicians. Shoot all the Asian store owners and college students. Shoot all the Asian business owners and lawyers. Shoot all Asians. Shoot all the bikes too. Shoot all the Asian programmers and students and entertainers. Hunt Asians like rats. Hunt the Asians out. Kill every blink. Hunt the blink out of the colleges. Bomb the auditorium. Bomb the gym. Bomb everything so no one wants to go anywhere ever again. Bomb everything so often and so randomly that no one anywhere is safe. Binger kill all the bikes. Binger kill all blink mongoloids. Binger kill all the red mongoloids. Binger kill all the bike ottomans. Binger kill all of the crackers. Binger kill all of the children of the other tribes.
So Larry, I had to scroll through. Larry, I had to scroll through our DMs on Discord to find my copy of this.
Huh?
I forgot all of these memes you sent me.
Kill everyone now. Condone first-degree murder. Advocate cannibalism. Eat shit. Filth are my politics. Filth is my life. Take whatever you like.
Yes.
And even she didn't twerk.
Well, I
He
mean,
didn't even
it's a
twerk.
guy.
Going forward.
He didn't even twerk. He is
And,
better than Megan Thee Stallion. He is better than that green bitch.
And of course, one of his more famous parts was later played by John Travolta, who is 100% heterosexual.
Absolutely not. I saw Michael.
Good times, good times. You know, actually, we should do like a review of the movie Michael, because that was a really good movie.
Watch anything we want to on Rumble without worrying about copy.
But we do have to worry about Church.
I mean, the crackling part of the entertainment. I can't judge with my fucked up setup.
And Church is gone.
Oh,
he's just muted. He's still here.
Oh, wait, he's back. He's back and crackling free.
I have to every time I unplug my mic, it like disconnects me and mutes me.
Huh? That's annoying.
Huh?
No, I have that set up specifically
okay.
to do that.
You know what's funny about this show that was originally started about comics? Other than I've noticed we've talked about an actual comic book.
No, last week or week before last, rather, with Matt C.
No, I'm not talking about promotions. I'm talking about like reading a comic book and reviewing a comic book.
I mean, how
We
long
do in
has it
fact have a
been
list
since
of
an
comics
actual-
in our. We have a list of comics.
Let me
in our,
let
to
me
go over.
let me retort real quick, Rune. How long has it been since an actual good comic book came out, Larry?
I mean, oof. I mean, we can review old comic books. People like that.
I suggested Dog Nigga. All right.
That's a manga, and no, fuck you. We're gonna review a manga. We're gonna listen to we're gonna read the original Hellsing and watch the original anime.
Or we could review Chainsaw Boy. It's a story about a young boy.
If we're not gonna do Hellsing, we're gonna do Redo of Healer because there's rape in that.
There's rape in Dog Nigga too.
Well, hold up. So Chainsaw Boy is a young man who can manifest chainsaws as a superpower, and all he wants to do is touch some boobs.
But if we're gonna do that, then we might as well do Dogman and what's the Six Pack and Dogman.
Look, if we're gonna do anime, I mean, at that point, you might as well do the Skull Man and Record of Lodoss War as well.
I mean, that I'm okay with that.
Or excuse me, Six Pack and Dog Welder.
Oh yes, Dog Welder. Fuck yeah.
Larry, we should watch Black Lagoon. It has guns, it has chicks, and it has Nazis getting shot. It's everything Ayrton and Church love.
And there's piracy, and there's a chick in a maid outfit.
Hell yeah.
Good times.
Look, I'm already jerking off. What are you talking about? But this is what I suggest. Six Pack and Dog Welder. Look, they're making John Constantine cry, which is one of my life goals.
Christ.
I mean,
Anyway,
John Constantine's had a problem since he's not allowed to do drugs anymore.
Look, John Constantine isn't exactly, but John Constantine just sacrifices motherfuckers to the altar of his longevity. So they don't know who we be. But Ayrton, get us the fuck out of here, bro.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Even the